What's up, everybody, and welcome to Growing Up Gaming, your weekly podcast where we meet a new person of the internet to discuss their childhood with gaming and how it inspired their lives today. My name is Mitch Power. Again, thank you guys so much for returning. Hopefully you subscribe on iTunes or Google Play or SoundCloud, which I don't think I'm on SoundCloud, or Spotify, which I seriously don't know how to get on Spotify. I've tried. It's just apparently really hard. But you could also find me on TuneIn Radio if you want to listen there, or just my website, one of the above. That's fine. This week on the show, we have our guest. His name is Thom Shockey. I met this man on Twitter. He sent me a tweet, just like any of you guys can, at GUG Podcast on Twitter, and he said he wanted to be on the show, and I was like, of course I want to have you on the show. So we got him on the show. He talked about how his mom's doctor prescribed him Nintendo as a treatment. You'll hear about that here very shortly. But if you guys want to be in the show to share your stories just like he did, go ahead and send me a tweet at MitchPower1116 on Twitter, or at the podcast Twitter page, which is at GUG Podcast on Twitter. Without further ado, let's get things started with Thom Shockey. Do you remember what got you started playing games? Was it a family member, friend, family member, friend, kiosk at a store? Do you remember what got you started?
It was my mom. She had to, when it's like her doctor, I had a hard time with my balance when I was 4 or 5, and her doctor told her that the best way to get my hand-eye coordination together was to buy a Nintendo. So that's how it all started for me. She rolled down there and got my Nintendo, and it's been history since then. So
that's pretty awesome. Like your mom's doctor's like, hey, you know what the prescription is?
Yeah, she's like, your hand-eye coordination is horrible. She tried to do one of those balance beams, those like a little gymnastics balance beam to help me there. And he's like, dude, get him a Nintendo, and freaking help him out. So that's how I started, and I'll never stop.
So I wonder, if that, what it was just more though, just hand-eye coordination in general, right?
And balance too. It was kind of I think some of my balance was off, and just kind of a general coordination. It helped my hand-eye coordination, but it helped my whole body too. So,
well, that works. I'm sure Nintendo would enjoy hearing that. Hey, we have
and that's the story. That's the story she told me anyway. So I'm pretty sure. I know I was kind of a clumsy kid. So,
well, at least that kind of helped keep you focused. Also too, it's the best way to get hand-eye coordination. Most people who play video games, I would assume, have probably better hand-eye coordination than most people.
Right.
Just generally. You know what I mean? So, because it's funny, you ever see those studies that they do where they had this one company that did eye tracking while somebody was playing Overwatch, and how their eyes were just going all over the damn place, and it was just kind of crazy. But yeah, that always helps, playing video games. And I guess it depends on the game too. Obviously certain games now, they didn't have them during Nintendo time, but certain games now I can imagine helping that considerably.
Right. I think I just kind of focusing on the screen to get my eyes to work with my hands. It's kind of not necessarily a Twitch shooter, but just getting me to figure out how to get Mario across the screen and whatnot at the beginning, and Zelda, of course. Just getting my eyes to read with my hands.
Well, even games not necessarily Twitch, because there's those Twitch shooters that are intense for that, but even games just precision platformer games, Mega Man, Ninja Gaiden, that type of stuff, that had you had to have next level skills in order to even get past those types of things.
Those freaking hawks, freaking Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah,
those devil hawks.
Yes, everybody has that one enemy in that one game that they're just yo, I wish you didn't exist, but they do, so it's okay. Did you ever have any brothers and sisters that played games with you, or were you only child?
I had a sister, but she played Mario with me sometimes, but I usually took over the thing. She watched me play, but I don't think she ever got into it until later in her life. She got into the Kingdom Hearts series when she was older and married, but I don't think when we were younger it really stuck with her. But it was my mom playing Zelda while I was in the bedroom. We used to live in a trailer, and you'd hear I had my room right behind the living room, and I'd hear the theme song of Zelda running while I was sleeping. So that's kind of what put the theme song in my brain. I got addicted ever since. Couldn't get it out of my head.
Was your mom a gamer prior to this, or did she kind of discover it when she
I think she kind of got it. We kind of got it simultaneously. We kind of discovered it together. Then she had her Zelda, and I kind of got Zelda, and she really stuck with Zelda, and that's all she dwelled on Zelda. She didn't get much past that, but that's kind of her game. And Xanadu, and she had a few others, but she was hard. She didn't really do well at Mario, and the 3D stuff nowadays didn't really get her very well. But I had those fond memories of that for her, for sure. So but that's definitely her game, Zelda, the original one. And she played Mario 2, or Zelda 2, and I think she beat both of those, but that's about as far as she went. So
yeah, I'm trying to think of, too, because, like, I remember, like I said before, my grandma, for the longest time, like, she was super into Tetris and Dr. Mario, but, I mean, that's the only game she ever really got into. But, dude, she was... Again, when I was a kid, it was, like, so advanced to me. But, like,
right.
You know, I mean, it just seems so different, and, like, she just seems so much better at the game than I was. But, I mean, she kind of discovered it there. But even after that, like, when I had my Sega Genesis and all that, she didn't really continue forward. She got her Tetris and Dr. Mario, and she's like, I'm good with these.
Out.
Yeah, right. She just kind of stuck there and everything. So, but that's cool, though. I mean, at least your mom, well... In a way, your mom was encouraging because obviously it did help you out developmentally. You know what I mean? Like, that helps you with your hand-eye coordination. But also, too, at least did you eventually get to a point where she was just like, hey, I think you played enough games. You should go outside and do something else now. She fostered the addiction. She was an enabler, so. But again, the doctor told her to.
Yeah. She encouraged it. I know I had other friends that had friends, and my friends were in the gaming world, so it wasn't like I was isolated, so she enjoyed the camaraderie of my friends, and she enjoyed all the friends coming over, to the house. She was kind of one of those community moms,
right?
That had everybody else control the place, and she fed them, and she'd send them off when the sun went down, and basically raised half the kids in the neighborhood, so she really got a kick out of that, so that was her thing.
Yeah, we had a mom in the neighborhood, my friend Gary's mom, Gail. She she was like that, but I mean, we just all kind of crowded over to their house for whatever reason, just because they had like they had a clubhouse in the backyard. We'd go over there and hang out. They had Nintendo, and we had, we would share games. They were the first person that had PlayStation, so like we'd go over all the time. But she wasn't as loving. She was just more like, "Don't you guys have homes? Like, why are you guys here?"
I'm sure in the back of her mind she thought that too, but she just enjoyed the attention and just been that mother hen, and I think girls get a real rush off that.
Right. No, I mean, it's, again, like, that was where we went, but I mean, we did take turns and everything for the most part. Like, there'd be moments where I think it was just based off of what friend got what game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh, you got Mortal Kombat 3? Okay, we're going over your house for like months.
You got the Sega Genesis version of Mortal Kombat with the blood?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we're just going to go over your house and we're going to do that for months. And then all of a sudden, oh, he got that game. And then we just crowd over their person's house. So
right.
Most of the people didn't come to my house, which I guess my mom and dad were probably cool with. They were just like, whatever, he's out of the house doing whatever. He's in the neighborhood somewhere. So
right.
That was before, cell phones and that such, when you had to be like, where's he at? I don't know. Where's his bike at? Oh, it's in front of
the house
Pete's house
by dark. When the lights hop on, you got to be back home.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Street lights are on, get home. That's like, I think that's pretty much a universal rule, which, except for, of course, in the summertime, it was awesome because the street lights didn't come on until like 8 o'clock at night. And it was like, this is the best ever.
Right.
But then wintertime, 5 o'clock, it's dark. You're like, what the hell is this about? I just got home from school. This is bullcrap. You had friends, though, obviously. Did your friends, like did you have those types of slumber parties and sleepovers?
Oh, we had Street Fighter. We've had Street Fighter freaking sleepovers all the time. The competition was pretty fierce. We just had a couple buddies that were on, but we just had head to head. And, the one dude wouldn't go home or wouldn't go to sleep until he beat me one last time or whatever. And we were like Ken and Ryu pretty much on Street Fighter. Just so skilled at the point of just, he wouldn't let go and I wouldn't let go, and we just had to finally give it up.
Did you guys play the rule where if you won, you got to keep the controller, and then the loser had to pass it on, and then there was just the one dude that was like on it all day?
Right. Yes, we did.
Yeah, that's always
and
fun.
yeah, and you always knew the controller. Well, you always had an idea which controller was the good controller and which one had the bad controller. So you kind of always kept your eye on that.
Why did everybody have a good and bad controller? Like, I don't get it. Like, everybody had that, like, this is the good one, you get this garbage one, which most of my
we
friends...
had modified ours. We took like old classic, like old Nintendo buttons and put them out on the Super Nintendo and kind of made them look different. And so you kind of knew which one was better.
Right. I mean, that's a clear-cut way to do it. And I've said it before, but for whatever reason, some people had like 9 controllers, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I think there's a portal that just popped in your house and just don't know what. I think people brought them over and they just forgot about them or
something. Yeah, or when you bought it at a garage sale because there was like 9 of them in a box and like this A button didn't work, but they instead of just tossing it, they just bought another one and kept the other one. I don't know.
I'm always scouting garage sales for things.
Right. That was, dude, garage sales back then, man, because like especially with Nintendo stuff, because like everybody, it was similar to how like the Wii was and how everybody had one. Like it was like a VCR. Everybody had
everybody's
a VCR.
Grandma, everybody's great grandma.
Yep, everybody had a Nintendo. And then I got to that point when like Super came out, when not as many people were in Nintendo, but then you could catch just a hell of a garage sale if you caught it right. Get like
for sure
3 copies of Mario Duck Hunt for no reason.
Yeah.
And, like, again, why do we have 3 copies of the same game? Who the hell knows? But that's okay. That's what tends to happen.
Yeah, I think it's designed that way. They're almost like AOL CDs. They just show up. They don't even know. I think they almost might have sent them out there for free. Almost.
Yeah, exactly. You bought a box of Wheaties and you got a free Mario Duck Hunt. That's how they did it.
It's like that Dragon Warrior disc that they sent out for Nintendo Power because they had so many copies.
Yeah, exactly. It came with like that, and samples of Tide came with it. Like you just, you get, in the mail, all of a sudden you get something. You're like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's a copy of Mario Duck Hunt for free. Why not?
Better not be no Tide Pods though.
Yeah, can't be those Tide Pods. Gotta watch out for those things. I don't know if it's just, is common sense done, or
I think so. Honestly,
I think the internet ruined it.
Yes.
Pretty sure. I mean, the internet has brought us great things, like us being able to talk and me being able to do a podcast. But then it's also brought the challenge, quote unquote.
Yes, the challenge era.
Can we have a challenge of like, get smarter and be doctors and scientists? Can we have that challenge?
Maybe they probably wouldn't know what to do with that.
Yeah, you know why? Because you don't get the clicks. You don't get the clicks.
Don't get the likes. Don't get the likes for sure.
You can't get the likes or the clicks or the subscribes. So while you're at it, go ahead and go to Facebook, Growing Up Gaming Podcast. I'm just fine. Just whore myself out because that's what everybody does now. But that's all right.
You got to whore it out.
You got to whore it out sometimes. If anybody wants to sponsor the show, you know what? I don't know if I'd do Tide Pod ones though. I'd have to hold off on that for a bit. Tide Pod ads.
I'm a little cheaper. I'm more of a games guy or all.
Like, hey Tide, you want to sponsor the show? Sure, just don't do Tide Pods. Give me like 6 months before you do that, so that way everybody forgets about it, and then I'll sponsor Tide Pods.
Let that craze be over with.
Right, exactly. Let that get out of the news. I mean, dude, we'll give it a month, and it'll be out of the news, and people will buy Tide Pods again. They're fine.
Yeah.
Although shout out to Tide for those Super Bowl ads because they were awesome.
They were awesome.
They were so good. But anyways, back to just randomness. So you, like I said, so your friends were into gaming, which is awesome. Your mom's into it, which is awesome. Your sister, not so much. Which, you know what sucks is like, I know there are, gamers out there, but like for whatever reason, my sisters weren't into it either. And I wonder like when that stigma
changed.
Yeah, I mean, because what sucks is like, and I have daughters, so if somebody like just doesn't like, for example, like I have my daughter Lillian, she's older and she plays games and stuff, and I hope nobody shits on her for playing games. Like, oh, you're just a girl gamer. Like, if that ever comes out, I'll be so bummed out.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen around here.
Yeah, no, I mean,
sure.
I just think I think like that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder when that video games are for boys stigma bounced. Like, I don't know when it did, but like obviously there were girls that were playing games and stuff, which good for you, man. My sisters barely played any games. Like, they really didn't. I mean, they occasionally play with me, but like, again, I don't know what it was, but a lot of people I ask, like, hey, did your sisters ever play? Not really. Like, a lot of people answer it that way.
Yeah. I don't know when that changed. I bet it was in the late 90s.
I was going to say, I'm going to say maybe Pokemon, because I do remember more.
Probably.
I remember a lot of females playing Pokemon.
It's probably the DS era, probably, I would guess.
It might be.
Because the one with the Nintendogs and the portability and the
Animal Crossing.
Yes.
That could have been it, yeah. Thankfully, my daughters all play games, except for, well, I'd say my 2-year-old doesn't, but she sure does. She plays,
She's a tablet.
Yeah, exactly. She's got a Kindle Fire, and she just plays with that. But, like, my 15-year-old plays everything. Like, she's a big fan. She actually, when she was here over the summer, played Kingdom Hearts, and she was in love with it. So, like, that's cool. She also plays games. But, like, she'll be 10 in a month, but she is into The Sims, which I think that's the one too. Like The Sims.
Yes.
I think when that came out, that piqued a lot of people's interest. Probably, I know way more females that play The Sims than males.
My 10-year-old daughter plays The Sims, and she loves that.
Yeah, but my daughter also, she likes other games as well, but like she's into she got Minecraft story mode, and she's into the Telltale games, so.
Yeah, my daughter loves Minecraft, period, also.
Yeah, my daughter will play Minecraft, and she was just playing Splatoon earlier, so I'm just happy now that it's more accepting, and hopefully by the time my daughters get older, they don't hear oh, you're just a girl gamer.
Yeah, I think a stigma is it's fading out. It's not completely gone, but I think girls in general do get pooped on anyway, and just in society as a whole. Yeah, for some reason.
Which is stupid. And I mean, again, if I hear somebody though, then I'll have to end up going to jail because I'll just beat up some kid who called my daughter a gamer girl, and then you guys won't get episodes of the show unless I get my desktop in the prison. It'll probably be
We'll sneak you in.
Yeah, there you go.
In a cake.
Yeah, I don't want to know how you're going to sneak it in, but go piece by piece. I don't know, man. Have fun with the computer case. But yeah, I mean, like I said, hopefully that stigma's going away before they get to the point where they're older. But no, my daughters love games. And I mean, like I said, I just think back, my sisters, I want to say they played games with me, but not many. I know my sister deleted a save file of mine on a PlayStation memory card, which made me wish she didn't play video games, but it's okay. That kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, you have to let that stuff go.
Yeah, the dreaded delete. The memory card's full. Let's just delete a game. That's always fun.
Yeah, I got out of profile. I need to put my profile on here.
Yeah, exactly. I need another Tony Hawk save character on here. Let's delete your Final Fantasy VII. So thanks, Michelle. That's what happened. I was like, yeah, I'm not playing this again. No, thank you. To this day, I haven't.
50 hours later,
dude, I haven't beat Final Fantasy VII to this day because of that. I had a save file, it was awesome, and then it got deleted, and I'm just like, I'm good. Never doing this again. I'm not. I'm spiteful.
You'll have to wait for the remaster.
Sure, in 2023? All right, cool.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'll play that
first episode.
Yeah, episode 1, 2023. Episode 2, when my 2-year-old's in college. Got it. Yeah. All right. We'll figure that out later. That's all right. So, did you continue down the Nintendo route then? Did you just kind of go down, just like you said earlier? You got Nintendo.
I have all the consoles, all the Nintendo consoles. They're still sitting in my basement.
Oh, shit. Well, that's cool. You still have them.
I got a top-load Nintendo, second-gen SNES, 64, GameCube, Wii U, Switch, DS, 3DS. They're all floating around here.
Did you ever stray from Nintendo at all? Did you ever? Okay. So, at least you got to experience other stuff.
Yeah, I have PlayStation 2, 3. I had all those. I was an all-around gamer. Well, I ran PlayStation, and I had 360. I had the 360, and then PS3, PS4, PS1, PS2.
I noticed you didn't say Genesis in there, but that's okay.
I had a Dreamcast. I had friends.
That's about as much Sega as I need. I got a Dreamcast. I'm good.
Well, I had a Genesis, and I have a Sega Game Gear in my closet too. But
oh, cool! It takes 27 AA batteries, I bet. So
yeah, and it takes just a small generator to run that thing for 5 minutes.
Do you have an arc reactor from Iron Man? Because that's what you need to run that damn thing. Dude, shout out to Game Gear though, because that shit was so ahead of its time as far as what it was trying to do. Backlit screen, color screen,
backlit color, yeah.
It was making it like the Game Boy look like trash, but 6 AA batteries. Games just weren't. I don't know, man. I remember playing like games on them, and they just felt like slower versions of Genesis games. And
They were. It wasn't quite up to par, but it was awesome at the time.
Dude, and I've brought it up to this day because I've seen it on ad for it. They had the TV tuner for it, and that's when I was like, this is next generation. You can watch TV on your Game Gear.
Yeah. I wanted one of those so bad.
Dude, there was
I remember
so
going
much
to Toys
shit.
R Us.
Yeah.
Looking for that.
There was so much shit that Sega was trying to do, like, ahead of its time, and I feel bad because it's almost like they did it still.
They should have won. They
didn't give a shit.
They should have won with the innovation, but they didn't have the magic for some reason.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because that's the thing. Like, I was more Genesis. Like I said, I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up. Like, I've played Super Nintendo games, obviously. Friends in the neighborhood had it, but I didn't have my own. And Sega, though, was just doing next level shit. Like, CDs. Obviously, they were ahead of Nintendo in that. Then they had 32X. The only problem was I think they just tried to hold on to the Genesis for so long that it held them back. Because they just kept making that thing a fucking transformer.
It was a tower builder, man.
Yeah, basically. But then, like, there was things that I remember, again, I saw all these magazine ads for it, and of course I grew up, like, poor as hell, and I was like, man, this would be so cool to have. Did you ever hear of, like, the Sega Channel?
Yes. I had a buddy who had one of those.
What the hell?
It's like a cable. You had to run a cable into a system.
Yeah, and then it was basically like DLC and game demos, and I'm like, this is the future, and it is now, because that's all we do. But I mean,
it blew our minds back then.
Sega was doing that shit early 90s, like, what? Like, just think about that shit. And then again, Nintendo's just like, we have Mario World, and we have all these RPGs, which again, game library-wise, there's no denying Super had a much better library, but just like innovation, Nintendo, I think, like, at that time, they had, like, Super Scope.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Like, they didn't give a shit to make that thing better. They were just like, we'll make the 64, and Genesis
and would they have 2 games for that, Super Scope?
Probably.
A Yoshi game and a Mac game?
Right. Well, let me strike that. I apologize. I should bite my tongue. They tried Virtual Boy, and that shit crashed.
Yeah, I still want one of those as badly as they are.
Dude.
Just, because I'm a completionist. And I want.
Are you a completionist for LASIK surgery? Because that's what you're going to need after that shit.
I want it just to collect dust in my corner.
Just to have it. Were you the type of kid that kept all your games, or did you trade games in? Or obviously you didn't trade in your consoles because you still have all those.
Yeah, I sold them off, and then I regret it fully. I had to recollect them later in life.
Yeah,
I sold them for other things later on when I was strapped for cash, and I wanted that special game. I wanted that 5th generation Street Fighter game and whatever. But now hindsight, I was like, man, I wish I had all those freaking games. But
yeah, I that's what sucks, because like obviously back then we didn't realize how much games would be worth. We didn't realize some of those things. Well, yeah, some of them are just like 25 cents right now, but like we didn't realize some of those things. So like, yeah, I remember just completely getting rid of everything. Like,
yeah,
you dropped everything, which I try to teach my son now. Like, hey, because I can catch certain things when they're like rare. I'm like, hey, don't get rid of everything. But now, like, what's sad is, both of my 2 kids are now older to where they don't play on their 3DS as much. My son still plays Pokemon. My daughter barely plays on hers. But like, I look on the shelf up there, and we got them. Of course, when they had their own, we got 2 copies of each game. So there's 2 copies of like Monster Hunter 3, Monster Hunter 4. Mario Kart, like all these good games, and I'm like, we should just sell one of these because we have 2 copies of each. But then I'm sitting there going like, man, I don't know, because the Nintendo games are the only ones that tend to hold their value. Like, every other 3DS game just doesn't. And then like you can go to GameStop and still get $15 for like Mario Land, 3D Mario Land or whatever, and you're like, holy shit, that's weird. Yeah, why is this still worth so much? But yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm up there, I'm looking at them, I'm like, we could just get rid of one of each of these games and the kids could get something new, and I'm like, I'll hold off. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I won't do it. So that's their decision. They've come across certain games though where there's like, Dad, I don't want this game anymore. I'm like, cool, let's get rid of it. Like, if you don't like it, if you're done with it, I don't want you hanging on to it, because I as I grow up, am a firm believer of, I'm done with this game. I'm probably never going to play this game again. I'm getting rid of this game. Like, I don't hold on to anything unless it's like a franchise that I really like Kingdom Hearts, Gears of War, Halo. I hang on to all this stuff for that.
Zelda's my gig.
Right. Like, everybody has their own genres that they clamor to and stuff. And for me, like I beat Assassin's Creed a month ago, maybe. Got Assassin's Creed, played it, loved it, beat it, got rid of that bitch as fast as I could. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Right.
Just done.
Get the money back.
Yep.
Well,
Get as
still
much
worth
money,
value.
exactly. Get as much money back as I can. And, I mean, that's some games, though, that doesn't happen to. Like, some games I buy digitally because I know I never want to get rid of it. Like,
right.
I got Monster Hunter because my son likes Monster Hunter. And I bought it digitally so we can do the game share. But also, too, I was like, my son's never going to want to get rid of this game. So I might as well just buy it digitally just so we can share it and all that. But
the disc will never get scratched.
Yeah, exactly. Disc will never get scratched. Hopefully the internet works or else we're not playing it. I have that's the one thing I will say. I have reliable internet, so that's never been a situation yet where I'm like, shit, the internet's down. I can't play stuff on mine because my home console is his upstairs. Like, I haven't run across that yet. Thankfully.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I still have some disc-based games. I'll pop them in if I need to, so that always works. But back then, we didn't have those luxuries of game sharing. Game sharing was, hey, dude, let me borrow Mortal Kombat. Or, hey,
can I borrow some double dribble?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, bro, let me borrow NBA Jam. I promise you I'll bring it back after the weekend. Like, dude, and I love how back then, too, like, because now what's funny is some games will have DLC, whereas back then games didn't have DLC. They just released the new version of it. Like, Street Fighter had like 9 versions. NBA Jam had a couple versions. Mortal Kombat
Arcade
3,
Edition.
Yep, Arcade Edition, Tournament Edition, Super, like, how many versions?
Super Turbo Arcade Edition.
Dude, I love, by the way, it was Capcom that did Dead Rising, I think it was 3 or 4, when they had like super ultra mega turbo version of it. Like, they made fun of their own shit. I was like, that's kind of how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
That's what happened. But yeah, now, what they should stop doing though is seriously, sports games, knock it off. Knock it off.
Yeah,
fucking come out with one, pay $20 or $30 for the upgrade.
Games of service. Games of service.
Absolutely. I literally cannot wait till the day they just go, here's what's happening. Here's how we're doing it. Because they should. Somebody, either 2K with NBA or, just somebody do it. Just somebody do it, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, wait for that VR Madden.
That VR Madden. God, does CTE come with it? does
tendonitis?
Yeah, exactly. Do I just get just beat up while I'm playing? Do I have to wear one of those vests that whoops your ass while you're doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works, right? So you, like I said, I mean, you kind of mentioned already. So you kind of just went down the Nintendo route. Like, you stuck with 64. Obviously, like you said, Zelda was a big game for you and everything. Did your mom continue playing past Nintendo? Did she kind of, or was she like? I think Nintendo
tried this.
Yeah,
she tried the SNES for a while, or SNES, however you want to say it.
Right.
But when the 64 went out, when it went 3D on her, she tried it, but her brain couldn't wrap her head around the 3D, like inside, going into the world. Sideways is fine, but going into the world, she couldn't handle the analog stick or any of that. So she's kind of threw her hands up in the air and said, I'm done with this. But she'd like to watch us play, but she never grabbed onto the control after that, I don't think.
I think, like I said, that like, until the Wii, it was like Nintendo / Super Nintendo was like at that barrier point where everybody could play. And then, like, right when 3D shit happened, everybody, like, the people that weren't as into it, it went over their heads. They're just like, I can't grasp this shit. Like, I can't understand 3D planes. I can't understand cameras moving around. And then when dual analog sticks came out, it was even worse. Like,
where you're controlling the camera and the person.
Yeah. Like, that's where you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But then I think when the Wii, I think that's when everybody came right back, because it was just simple. Right. And it was just, especially the Wii, shit was way too simple. Like, it was just easy as hell for anybody.
Shovelware and...
Unfortunately. Carnival games. Yay.
Yay.
Carnival games. Dude, I worked at Best Buy when the Wii was out. That goddamn game sold about as many copies as Wii's. Like, if you bought a Wii, you bought that, Carnival games.
Because everybody likes the Carnival.
Right. Wii Play, because it came with the remote. Yeah. Which, by the way, that's such a bullshit stat, and I hate that stat so much. That Wii Play is one of the better selling games of all time.
But we all bought it.
Goddamn controller.
It was a cheap controller. We bought it. Everybody bought it.
And
bought one.
I wonder how many people actually played the game and goes, this game's not bad. I'm going to take a guess and say...
tennis wasn't bad.
I'm going to take a guess and say 10% of people that bought WePlay with that remote put it in their damn console, let alone enjoyed it thoroughly.
Right.
I bet you so many people bought that thing and was just like, oh, that's cool. It comes with a game. I'll fucking use it as a coaster later because nobody cared about that. Everybody's like, can I just play WePlay or Wii Sports now? Can we just do that? Basically what happened. So, obviously, were you as into gaming, though, as you started growing up? Did you kind of stick with it, or was there moments where you strayed away from it because of other things catching your eye?
I never really got off the wagon. I think I've always been, that's been my drug of choice, for lack of a better word, and that's been kind of my safety blanket, and I've never really left it. It's always been there for me. So through the good times and the bad times.
Was that same with the case with like your friends as well, or did your friends did you ever have that one friend that's like, hey guys, I don't play that anymore because I play baseball now? Did you ever have any like friends like that?
Yeah, we had the kids that veered off and did baseball, and they got caught up into other not so socially acceptable behaviors too. But
fun stuff. Those friends are fun, right?
Oh yeah.
Hey, what happened to you? We used to play video games. Now you do math.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing you on the one ads on the TV, so that's not
fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, the best is when you look. I mean, Facebook is like good and also bad at the same time. But I mean, example. To be honest, and this sounds really bad, I talk to my grandma mostly on Facebook. Why? Because most people don't like talking on the phone anymore. And it breaks my grandma's heart because my grandma would love to talk to me. But there's moments
you gotta see the cat pictures.
Exactly. But then there's moments where I just see my grandma's on Messenger and I'm like, hey grandma, how are you?
Yeah,
so it's kept me in touch with her, but also too it's bad because the internet is mostly evil and people are just mean to each other. But yeah, I mean that's one thing I've noticed, my friends from where I used to grow up will send me pictures of mugshots, like, hey, go to this website real quick. And I'm like, no shit.
Or this guy's in the jail for 40 years for doing some indescribable stuff.
Right? It's like, hey, there's that guy who I used to go over and we used to play Super Mario World with. Now he beat up a cop. Great.
Yep.
Good job, dude.
Way to better yourself.
Exactly. I thought Super Mario World taught you morals. Nah, you just beating up police officers. Good job.
Yeah, you watched the Street Fighter too much.
Yeah, you played Streets of Rage a little too much, bro. You copied that too much.
Not Slaughterhouse.
No. You watched Power Rangers. You kicked that cop and thought sparks were going to fly out of his chest, didn't you? My mom literally told me she didn't want me watching Power Rangers because it was too violent. I'm like, come on.
Come on now.
Come on. Mortal Kombat, I get it. Power Rangers? Nah. I wasn't going to kick people, Mom. I wasn't going to go crack. Although, I karate kicked my sister for many other reasons, not because of Power Rangers, just because she said some stupid
started
shit.
It.
Yeah, she started shit. Exactly. You get it. You have a sister. They start shit, right? All sisters start shit. I know it's bad.
And they never take the blame.
I noticed that here. My daughter and my son will argue, but what they don't hear is I can hear them before they argue. And all of a sudden,
you know what's coming.
Alex would be like, she started it. I'm like, yeah, she sure did. Knock that shit off. What are you doing? Stop. Why do you get all mad when he hits you when you can't start it?
Yeah.
Don't start it. You won't get hit. Don't start it. There won't be nothing. Just
True that.
Keep your mouth shut. You won't get hit by your brother. I'm just saying. I still have to reprimand him, but I'm like,
right.
I still have to be like, okay, Alex, you can't do that. But seriously, don't start shit, Kayla. Don't do those things. You won't get hit. But that's a life in general. Don't start anything with people outside because people who aren't your brothers will smack the hell out of you. And
that is true.
Problem. So
there's a bigger man out there than you everywhere you go.
Yeah, especially prison. So don't get there. That would be a bad time. But yeah, I mean sisters always start shit, dude. They really do. But it's okay. I mean, again, sometimes you grow up and you like your sisters. Sometimes.
Yeah. Most time, half time.
Most time. Sometimes they grow up to be terrible people. But, again, most of the time I'd say they're good people. That's okay. I mean, that's but they, but then they're judgmental because they see you on Facebook and they see again, Facebook's fun, but Facebook can be bad, but that's all right. Whatever. What were we talking about? 64. That's right. See, again, get off on these weird tangents. So with the 64, your mom stopped playing. Your friends were still cool, but then some of your friends kind of ditched out on you. That was the console I would say that most people went multiplayer crazy for, which sucks because I didn't really have one, so I didn't really have that kind of experience. Did you do those crazy GoldenEye matches or Smash Bros. Matches?
Yes. Yeah, we did the split screen. Yeah, that was pre-LAN party days, but we were getting ready for LAN parties.
Yeah, technology just didn't catch up to it yet because that was all before shit got just intense.
The golden gun, and you were looking at my screen. Don't be cheating, looking at my screen.
Screen cheating, man, that would get you smacked in some people's homes.
Yeah. And they had those kids that knew how to bounce the grenades off the walls and down the staircases. And you're like, how the French toast are you doing that?
Because they play it nonstop, because it's at their house. You didn't have any kids that, went full blow. Dude, I don't remember. I remember seeing it online, but I remember seeing, people taping up, cardboard and shit.
I know we thought about it.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a screen. I don't think we had that time we had a screen that was big enough to justify it. It was hard to see the screen when it was full screen as was, much less.
Right.
The
other thing too is you didn't want that one mom to see you taping shit to the TV. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you taping things to my television?
Then she'd tell you to go outside, I think, at that point.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you're like, all right, this is enough. Get the hell outside. I ain't got time for this. You can't be taping things to the TV. So, but I mean, again, you know what I love too is how, obviously, games are coming out lately that are touchstones of nostalgia. So,
yes,
certain games come out and they're good, and certain games come out and they're trash. But I love that the screen cheat game. Have you heard of that?
Huh?
There's a game out there. I want to say it's called Screen Cheaters. But basically, what it is that you are invisible. And the only way to tell where you are is to look at the other player's screens.
Oh, snap. I like that idea.
It's crazy because you're like, I've been told my whole life not to do this, but now I have to. So, when
it feels good to cheat.
Right, so when you move, you have to look at other players' screens to see where you are compared to where they are in the map and start shooting.
And it's multiplayer?
Yeah, it's multiplayer.
Wow.
It's, again, I heard that concept and I was like, that's awesome. The only problem is, nobody comes over anybody's house to play games anymore.
Yeah,
so I don't know if it's online to where you can see everybody's screen or not, but that was the one thing I was like, this game would be so fun, couch co-op, but that shit barely happens anymore.
Yeah, only the way you couch co-op anymore is with your own kids. You have to make people to play games with you.
Yeah, you have to reproduce in order to do couch co-op now. It's the only way you can do it.
True story.
Because, and then, that's basically what happens, right? You just got to do that. There's no way, because now the internet is a blessing because we can play from the comfort of our homes. But man, I'm sorry, but certain games, just there's no better feeling than I'm sorry, Rock Band.
Oh yes, Rock Band 4.
Rock Band Party. It was the greatest.
That's the only game my wife plays besides SingStar. She'll play Rock Band 4. Her wife and her husband will all four get together and rock out.
Yeah, dude,
about monthly with the A-Train.
Exactly. That's the game that I think that was another one of those games that it didn't matter if you played games or not. You played Rock Band. That was the ultimate. I still will say it's the best party game probably ever because
I still want to rock that out.
Yeah,
get the urge for that.
Yeah, no, it's cool because, like I said, even people who aren't into games, when they hear a song, they're like, "Oh, I know that song," or "I like that song." Especially if you were cool enough to have a ton of DLC because it made that game infinitely better. I have a buddy Rizzo who, not exaggerating, has over 1,000 songs in Rock Band.
Wow!
And that was his game. Every week the DLC would come out, he would download it, play it,
no matter what it was.
And I'm like, dude, you're not going to play these country songs. You are bullshitting me. You think you're going to buy... Why are you buying these country songs when you...
Those are my wife's favorite, the country stuff.
I was like, dude, but Rizzo's super into Slayer. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you buying this shit?
The Raining Blood.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just he's into metal and shit. I'm like, what are you doing buying the Going Country Pack 1? And he's like, you never know when people are going to be coming over and hear that shit and go nuts and play. I'm like, very true. And I've gone over his house a couple times once or twice for Rock Band parties. And I didn't think he realized when I say I play expert drums, like I actually play.
You do?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he was just like, "Holy shit, you actually play that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I bring like my extra bass pedal over to make sure the harder parts I get through, and he's just like, "Holy shit, dude, you weren't kidding." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I like." And again, I like going over his house because he had like every single song, and I was like, "Hey, I'm too broke."
There you go. Free DLC for you.
Yeah, exactly. I want to say I have. I mean, with all of the, like, my Rock Band 4 library, I think has probably 400 or 500 songs. Just, like,
wow.
But that's combining, like,
right.
Rock Band 1, Rock
2,
Band
and
3, AC/DC.
Beatles.
Beatles wasn't part of it, but, like, you know what I mean? Just, like, all of the disc-based games plus DLC,
right.
plus free bonus songs, like, all of the above. I think I probably have somewhere between 400 and 500 songs. Which, by the way, every time you start the game,
was there a Lego one, too?
Yes, that's the other one, Lego. That's the other one that imported, yeah. Which, by the way, Lego Rock Band, I remember, again, I seemed to talk shit about it, but then I played it and I was like, it was more family-friendly songs, but some of the songs that were in there were, like, good. And I'm like, whoa, this is actually weird. And then again, that's a game, I will say, that broadened my horizons because when I first got it, obviously I played Guitar Hero, and then I wised up. I'm like, no, Rock Band's actually a better game.
Rock Band's where it's at.
But I was just more into, like, metal and shit, and then I started listening to other genres of music, and I'm like, holy shit, some of these bands are ridiculous. Like, it introduced me to quote-unquote classic rock. You know what I mean? Like,
nice.
Like, dude, The Who.
Took you back. Oh, freaking Who. I love The Who.
Christ.
I absolutely love Roger Daltrey and The Who.
I literally, when I played, like, Won't Get Fooled Again on drums, I was like, this is incredible. Like, this is phenomenal.
You get chills, man.
What
you get chills from that stuff.
Right, like, I always made fun of it for being a CSI song, and then I was like, dude, this song is so good. And then I got the Who pack, and I was just like, Jesus, these guys are good. Like, every song on every instrument is so good. What are we doing right now? But yeah, that broadened my horizons to, like, a lot of just good music. So again, thank you, Roger.
Get some Rush going on.
Rush. Holy shit. Again, as a drum part, like, because I played expert guitar and I played expert drums. And I mean, there's certain songs though, like after you play the song, even if you're not a fan of like that genre, you play it and you just have like a new level of respect for that music. You're like, damn. Like,
that's for sure.
You need to be fucking talented to play that again.
Yeah.
Like, and then again, I'm playing it on Rock Band, sweating to death, whereas people have, full on drums, like real drum sets, making real music, not this plastic shit.
I can play the cowbell. I'm good with the cowbell.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, cowbell was up when you were playing vocals, man.
There you go.
Ding, ding, ding,
for sure.
Ding. God. Good stuff, man. But so the party games, though, that's the thing with 60. It sucks because I had PlayStation, which doesn't suck, right? But just the party aspect was nowhere near as it was in 64.
That was an RPG maker. And
oh, yeah. Like, 64 had its good games because of, like, the fact that it had the party games. It had your GoldenEyes, your Smash Brothers, Mario Kart.
They're geared towards family.
Yeah, and then, like, all of a sudden, PlayStation was just like, you like RPGs? You fucking buy this thing.
Oh, yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, it sucks because I obviously I won't say PlayStation had the better library. It just had a bigger variety of games, I would say.
Yeah. They covered a wider breadth of it.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks because, like, Square completely abandoned 64.
Could you imagine if they would have stayed with them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, too, again, they were trying to do next level shit, and then they were like, hey, CDs work way better than this.
Yeah, so, it costs a lot less, too.
A lot less. I mean, dude, just think about this, though. Could they have fit Final Fantasy 7 or 8 or 9 with 3 or 4 discs on a cartridge? No. They would have had to do something.
Multiple carts.
Which, yeah, right. You're going to pay $200 for an N64 game? Nope.
Yeah.
Dude, that was also back when games on
the DD64, man. DD64.
They still had those games that were like $90, man.
Oh, I know.
And then finally shit shaped up when PlayStation 2 and all those came out, and they were all like universally priced. Not one was like way more.
You're just paying for the RAM sticks at that point.
Yeah, basically. There's like certain games though, man. Like, I love best thing in the world. Go find a Toys R Us ad from back then and just realize how fucking cheap games are now. Like, shut your mouth when you go look at, Killer Instinct costing $90 on SNES. Like, shut up. Like, nobody realizes how expensive games were then.
I found a way to get that game. I don't have it now, but I had that for sure.
I'm trying to think, like, the worst thing is, too, is depending on the store you went to, like, I remember going to KB Toys, And
yes.
Yeah, and here's how stupid I am. I got Cliffhanger for Genesis.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And again, it was like my aunt was there, and she was just like, pick out a game, and that looked like the best one there. But I remember it being like $70, and I'm like, wow, why the fuck is Cliffhanger a Sylvester Stallone movie turned into a video game? $70. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that sucked.
But again, and yeah, it wasn't fun. I was just like, oh, this isn't fun. This is
reminds me of playing Platoon for the Nintendo. That was
yeah, dude.
Amazing.
It sucks because back then, man, you just wanted licensed games to be good, and most weren't. Shout out to Spider-Man 2, which is still the greatest licensed video game, in my opinion.
Yes, until the next one comes out. Next Spider-Man.
Yes. No. I'm talking just like based off a movie property.
Oh, right.
Spider-Man 2 literally came out, and you were just like, it was loosely based off the movie. You know, it had Spider-Man 2, like the name of it and everything.
Right.
But like the story loosely followed it, but then it had all the other stuff in there. But just that game, they treated that game so right. And I'm like, thank you. Yeah. Apparently that like X-Men Origins Wolverine game, which the movie was trash. I heard the game is actually good. Yeah.
It was bloody.
Yeah, I know, like, again, that was when they started realizing, hey, mature-rated Wolverine's cool, and then, like, 15 years later, Logan comes out? Yeah, exactly. Thanks a lot, guys. You made us watch the Wolverine before you put out Logan. You guys suck.
That's where we got introduced to Deadpool, though, the Origins.
God, please don't mention that Deadpool. That Deadpool is, like, it's...
it was ridiculous.
It really sucked.
They didn't do him justice at all.
No. Like, they did, like... They sewed up his mouth, and I was just like, at least they made fun of it, though. They definitely made fun of it.
They made fun of it in the movie, though, in the next one.
Absolutely. So that's always, like, the best thing, if they can make fun of themselves. So, I also like when certain companies can do that. I mean, some companies realize that they make dumb decisions, and then they make fun of themselves about it, so.
Yeah, too bad Konami can't realize that.
God, Konami, you suck. Konami,
give me a Castlevania. Give me my Castlevania back.
Nah, dude, we're gonna make pachinko machines and gyms.
No thanks.
No? Yeah. You don't want that?
I know. Nah.
Nah.
I'll be all right.
You good?
All right. I'm all right.
Dude, apparently there was some article I read that if you want an additional character save slot in Metal Gear Survive, it costs $10.
What?
And I'm like, what? Dude, what? Why don't you just put in the box, like, Konami loves Nazis while you're at it? Because you guys aren't getting any fans by this shit.
You're killing your fan base. Dude, I don't think they care. Dude, I don't think they care.
Oh, no. They're just like, we'll put Metal Gear on a box and you dummies will buy it anyways. And I don't think they will.
They just need to make slot machines with video games that are, like, real controllers, and I'll start gambling.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Yeah. Let's not do that, because we'll all just turn into grown-up gamblers. Real-life video games that have real-life money on them. Yeah. Bad idea. Again, Konami would love it. They're like,
I shouldn't have said that. Have said that. I'm probably listening.
Yeah. Konami, if you're listening, I'll sponsor you too. Just give me like 6 months after Metal Gear Survive. I can't support you when you do stupid shit like that. So then, well, the good thing, okay, so you stuck 64. Now, GameCube comes out. At that time, was it when you started having multiple consoles, or did you just kind of like stick with Nintendo only?
I always collected. Yeah. I think I was branching off when I was getting a little bit older and I could afford to have multiple consoles.
Yeah, because you get to that point.
I was kind of swimming. I was swimming in both pools at that point, I think.
Yeah, that's where you get to that point where you can, like, hey, I make money. Like, I can just go buy this shit if I want to.
Yeah. I'm still living at home. I have a job. I can buy my stereo equipment.
The best time to have a job is when you live at home and you don't have to pay for shit. Man.
Yeah.
You get a paycheck.
Save money and
like,
spend stuff.
Yeah, you get a paycheck and you're like, savings. Psh, what am I going to the mall buying tomorrow? Like,
yeah, I'm buying me some Jinko jeans and some some Blue Ocean shirts.
Yes, absolutely. Jinko jeans, because you wanted to jump off the building and parachute down. It's okay. We all have it. It's okay. Nobody's ashamed.
You could hide your consoles in there, man.
You could. You could hold a fucking tube TV while you're at it in there, too. Like, 19-inch TV, PlayStation 2, a couch while you're at it. Fuck it. Just put everything in there. You'll be fine. And you had pockets for everything.
Yeah. That was before cell phones even, man.
Yeah, no. It'd be nice to have a pair of Jinko jeans with a goddamn iPhone 9 or 8 plus, whatever.
They'd look at you sideways if you wore them today, though.
Yeah, you'd probably get some looks, but dude, again, I think they still sell them, which is just, it's like, at this point, it's like...
Hot topic.
Of course. Well, funny thing is, like, they sell them now, but I wonder if they sell them as like a gag, like, do you guys want to buy these during Halloween to dress up like an early 2000s kid? Like,
yeah. Do you want to look like Slipknot?
Yeah. Hey, do you want to wear this Korn shirt for Follow the Leader and Jinko jeans? Do you want to wear that?
Adidas, man. Adidas.
There you go. Exactly. I'm glad we lived similar lives in the early 2000s. Except for, I mean, you were still playing video games. I wasn't. But that's fine. Skateboarding caught me, so
yeah.
I was that skateboard kid, but that's okay.
I tried. Like I said, my coordination never got that good.
Yeah, I mean,
I had the skateboard kid friends, and I played Tony Hawk, but I never really got the board in the real life.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine why. It's okay. Like, if anybody expected you to be like, "Hey, asshole," I don't know if you know this, but when I was younger, I kind of had a Nintendo to get this shit going down to begin with. Let alone coordination to use my feet to flip a skateboard. No thank you. Yeah. So that's all right. So, but so like at this time now you're having both consoles. It sounds like you never went Xbox route, so I'll forgive you. But it's okay.
I had a 360.
You had a 360. Later. I mean, you're all right. It sucks.
I did have the original Xbox as well. Yeah,
okay.
I did have that.
Well, at least you had that. I mean, that was, like I said, that was when they got
that kind of
divisive.
spun off the Dreamcast, actually. I think it's
right.
Kind of.
Yeah, like I mean, it's funny because Microsoft had some version of Windows on the Dreamcast.
It was SE, I think it was.
Yeah, I remember what it is, but yeah, I mean, again, they tried, and then basically, if you look at an Xbox, there was a lot of ideas that were like, a lot of ideas.
The
like,
modems on there.
Modems built in. Hey, where's the memory card go? Into the controller. You can hold 2 memory cards.
Fantasy Star? Was it Fantasy Star? Fantasy Zone?
Yeah, they were on
online.
But then all of the Sega properties like went Xbox, like Jet Set, Panzer. Like all those just all of a sudden. Shenmue,
Crazy Taxi was my jam.
Yeah, Shenmue was on there too. Like,
I love Shenmue.
Like that's where it just seemed like Xbox was in that weird stage where they're like, "Hey, we're new, we need stuff," and then they got like Sega properties, they got PC ports, they got like Doom 3 and Half-Life when PlayStation didn't, and it's just weird. Like that was in that weird stage, but again, I think that's when things got really divided. Like, are you the only Nintendo kid? Do you like PlayStation? Do you like Xbox? Or were you a kid that, like, I think that's also the time when Nintendo, in my opinion, couldn't be the only console you had.
No, it became the secondary.
It definitely became like you have to have this for all the Nintendo properties, but then you had another for the other shit.
Yeah, it was Batman and Robin.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, what are we going to do tonight? Are we going to play Smash, or are we going to play Halo? Or are we going to play... there's just like... That's the secondary console that you had to have.
Right.
Like, it could not be your primary, because if that was your primary, you were sad as shit. You
had no friends after that.
Yeah, exactly. There was like, what? You only have a GameCube? Like, okay, have fun playing nothing, because that was when Nintendo's third-party support, like... I mean, Capcom tried, which they did succeed.
The Metal Gear was good.
Metal Gear was so good. Capcom gave a shit about Nintendo at that time, so then, like... Beautiful Joe, Killer 7, Resident Evils, all the remakes that happened. That was awesome. But then, like, everything else, like, you always got the version of Madden. Like, if you got 2005, it was 2004, basically. Yeah, like, it was not a good time for you being only a Nintendo fan. Unless all you gave a shit about was Mario.
Yeah.
Like, if you cared. But even then, like, Sunshine came out. And some people shit on Sunshine.
I'm torn on Sunshine.
Some people shit on it. I thought it was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool. It wasn't bad. Like, some people say outlandish shit, like Sunshine's a better game than Mario 64. And I'm like, you fucking go to hell. Like,
it looked better, but it wasn't better.
It looked better, but dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mario 64 is just like that special thing that just, it can't be replicated. Like, it's just special time, special place, new levels, 3D.
It broke into a new world at that point.
Yeah. Game is awesome. But yeah, I like those people that just like, they want to start a fight. They want to start a fight. They're just like, they'll go into a message board and go, Sunshine was better than Galaxy. And they'll walk away. Like, what?
I think they just want to start shit.
Oh yeah. There's like a pipe
Watch
bomb.
the bar fight happen.
We're gonna put that in the middle of the room and we're just gonna blow that up and see what happens. That happens all the time on those Facebook groups. Like I'm part of the Podcast Unlock group, and then somebody would go in there and just talk about how Xbox doesn't have exclusives, and I'm like, why do we feed into this shit?
People love negativity.
Yeah, I'm like, stop it. Just fucking ignore that dude. He's just starting shit. That's what he does, but it's the internet. What do you expect, right?
Yeah.
Some people are assholes. That's all right.
Anonymity, man. Anonymity.
Exactly. I dare you to come to my face and tell me Sunshine's a better game, because I will yell at you back. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Fighting words.
I won't fight you. I'm a fucking adult with a job and kids. I'll just say, no, sir, I strongly disagree. But no, the internet is, I will fight you and your mother, and, yeah, it's okay.
Right, you're a big bad guy.
Yeah, I try not to talk to those people too much. Usually the people I have in the show are nice people, so far I haven't ran into any assholes, except for that Sean guy. He's a real piece of shit. I'm just kidding, Sean. I love you to death. You're the nicest person I know. But no, I mean, that's when, though, that divide happened where it's like, I think I'm not going to say that's when console wars got ridiculous, because obviously it was before that, but I think that's, like, especially when 360, PS3, Wii, that's when, in my opinion, but also that's when social media happened, so I think that's what just made it worse.
It amplifies everything. Yeah,
it did. But, yeah, I mean, like, so obviously you said you went 360, but then at this point in time, you're basically funding your own shit, right? You're just buying it yourself.
Pretty much. Either buying my own stuff, or occasionally getting a Christmas gift here and there, or birthday.
Right.
But then, or just begging for money.
Yeah, exactly. Just the money gift. Like, I love when you get to that age where you're just like, money's cool. I don't give a shit about gifts, really. Yeah. Like, I don't want to buy my own things.
It's like I know you don't know me that well, and just give me cash.
Yeah,
I don't want
if you don't mind, I'd rather not waste your time or mine. Just give me money. I'll go buy the shit, so you don't have to go to the store and go, can I get Super Mario for PlayStation 2? God damn it! No, you can't, old lady. Stop asking for this shit. As a guy who worked at a game store, that happened more often than you would know. Can I get Halo for PlayStation? No, you sure can't, lady. Like, I'm really sorry. But
is that Mario on the Dreamcast?
Oh my god. Fuck no. No, it's not.
No,
that's why we're going to say, no, ma'am. It is sure
Mario
not.
should go third party. Never.
Dude, me and my brother-in-law had a discussion, like, if the Switch bombed, they should just shut up and bite the bullet and just do it. Because if you're telling me you could have Mario Kart in 4K with 60 frames a second on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, shut your mouth. That game would sell 45 million copies.
Right.
It would sell so many goddamn copies.
You know how many more Smash players there would be, too?
Yes. Just, oh my god. Like, my brother-in-law, like, would, because he's a really big Nintendo guy. And when the Wii U, launched and wasn't good, I was like, Nintendo should quit fucking up and just, because they make money on software, not hardware. Let everybody else make the big boys, pay for the hardware, and you just license your game on PlayStation, and you're going to sell literally 3 times as many copies as you're going to sell any game on the Wii U. And again, I was like, man, if this next console comes out and sucks, Nintendo's going to just do that. They're not going to waste their money again. And then the Switch came out and is blowing every...
It's fire. It's freaking fire right now.
It's fucking amazing. Like, everybody's losing their mind over it. So, good for you, Nintendo. You fucked up. Again, I think it's that cockiness. And I've mentioned it before. When a system sells ridiculous amounts, you give almost no fucks for the next one. PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3. 360 to Xbox One.
Yes.
Like... Wii to Wii U. Like, you get to a point where you're just like, we're awesome. We're printing money. We're going to do
People didn't know what the Wii U was. They didn't know. They thought it was a peripheral at that point.
I loved watching, because this is back when G4 was still around. Shout out to G4.
Oh, yes.
I missed the fuck out of you.
Yes.
G4 had their, press conference. And I remember Adam Sessler was sitting there going, I don't know what that is. Is that an add-on? Is that a new system? Is the controller the system? We don't know. No one knew what it was. And
they should have made the console look different than the Wii to differentiate it from the previous.
Something, man. Or just explain it better from the beginning, which, by the way, that's the whole problem with all of these people. Like, Xbox One, the messaging destroyed it. It really did. If they came out and messaged it better, people would have been on board and nobody would have freaked out the way they did. PS3,
well, the Always Online scared that too.
It did, but also if they had come out and say, here's the reason why we're doing this, this is what we're trying to do with this. And again, if they came out and messaged it better and presented it in a better way, I don't think it would have had as much of a blowback, because I was looking at the big picture like, oh shit, everything's digital. I could share games with my buddy and it's digital. Like, I was thinking of all this shit they were talking about. I'm like,
right.
That sounds awesome. But I'm also, yeah, exactly. But I'm also in a place that has awesome internet. So I wasn't one of those people that were like, my
You're
internet
not in the military,
goes out. Exactly. I'm not, my internet doesn't go out every two minutes, or, you know what I mean? I wasn't thinking like that. So again, I was cool with it, but then there was a lot of people that weren't. But I mean, even Sony, when they were like, oh, it's $600, you'll get a second job. Like, what? What are you talking about? And then again, Wii came out and they're like, here's the Wii U. You can lay your remote, the pad down on the floor and pretend to golf off it. And like, who the fuck
Did you ever do that?
No, no one did. Did anybody?
Did that even come out? Did that even come out?
Probably not. It was probably some tech demo. Like, who gave a fuck about that, dude? No one saw that and went, that's why I'm buying that thing. Like, not a single person.
CEOs like the golf in their house. That's about it.
Yeah, you know what they have? Real golf balls and putting greens that fucking shoot a ball back to you. They're not putting a goddamn gamepad on the ground. I just remembered that, and I'm like, this is what we're doing. Got it. Okay. But yeah, Adam Sessler straight just went, like, put his arms in the air. Like, I don't know what that was. I really don't. We don't know what that was. But yeah, like, I'm so happy Nintendo. Granted, I'm happy Nintendo has success right now. However, last time Nintendo got success, they started making games for other people that didn't give a fuck about their core audience. However, I don't think the Switch is doing that, because
I think they're pretty on point right now.
Yeah,
they're getting the indies on there. And
yeah, like, I mean, well, like, for example, I think also too, they should stop the 3DS. Just fucking kill that thing. Take all of your game production in the Switch.
Please.
Just do that. Make a Switch version that's a bit cheaper. You know, maybe the controllers. Like, I don't know. Just
attachable or small.
Well, I'm thinking like if they could do two different things, a couple different things for the Switch. They could make a version that's straight portable that doesn't come with the dock, that saves money. So they could do that. They could also
always buy the dock later.
Exactly, which they do sell for $90 fucking. Thanks, Nintendo. I bought a second one of those. Yeah, dude, fucking Nintendo. Anyways, or they could make a version of the Switch that is portable like that, and also doesn't have detachable Joy-Cons, where it's literally just a fucking stuck. Like, it's like a, you know, the
But
2DS.
then you can't change the colors.
But again, if you make a version that's $150, who gives a shit?
Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, you know, make a version of the Switch that's $150 that, again, this is years from now. I don't expect them to do this anytime soon, because the Switch is $300. If you cut the dock out, a dock's $90, but again, I think that's inflated and overpriced.
That is inflated.
Dude, what the fuck, man? I bought that. I remember I went and bought a dock, and I was just like, are you fucking
Was it the very
kidding me?
beginning? Was it the very beginning?
Oh yeah, it was really at the very beginning, because that was before, like, I actually just recently bought another dock, because Switch came out. I told my kids, hey, we have the Wii U. I'm selling all this to get a Switch, because I literally was like, this Wii U is trash. We're not hanging on to this. We are getting rid of this. We're going to get a Switch.
It's a child's toy compared to the Switch.
I literally said that. I was like, does anybody object to this? And none of them said a word. The only thing I was bummed out about is I just got my son Splatoon the Christmas before the Switch came out, and I was going to sell the Switch or the Wii U like 2 months later. I'm like, second Splatoon comes out, I was like, the second these games come out, I'll rebuy them. I promise I won't make you kids use your allowance. And man of my word, Splatoon 2 got announced. I'm like, I will buy that the day it comes out, Alex. Don't worry about it. I will get it for you. No big deal. But no, I got it, and then immediately I was like, so the kids are going to want this in their loft. I'm going to want it downstairs to play Zelda. I have a hole in my pocket for a GameStop gift card. I'm like, let's just go to GameStop and buy a dock. And it was the week it was like probably like that first month, and they were hard to get. Like, they weren't easy. I remember going there, and they were like $90. I'm like, what the fuck? What? $90?
For a freaking piece of, for a plastic taco.
I might buy another Switch. Like, I might just buy another Switch and have like another set of Joy-Cons. And like, are you kidding me right now? But then as soon as they were like, Switch data or save data doesn't move between them, I'm like, never mind then.
You're a third of the way there.
Yeah, exactly. So then I was like, you know what? I'll just buy another dock. It's a GameStop gift card, whatever. And then the other day, me and my wife got snipper clips because we do the couch co-op shit. And I saw a dock at Best Buy, $40. I'm like, way better. Thank you for that. So
was it on clearance? Or was it a regular price?
No, regular ass price. It's a Insignia. They call it a travel dock. So basically,
so it's not officially licensed.
It's not officially licensed. However, it comes with a full-on AC adapter, HDMI cable with it. It has one USB port in the back for charging stuff, so it only has one USB port.
Okay.
But the way it sits in it. You can still see the screen, so it's not like the taco that encases the whole damn thing. But dude, I was like, $40. The Nintendo one's still $90, and I got it. Works like a charm. Pop it on, works. I was like, thank you. Wish this shit was out a year ago, so I didn't have to spend $90 on the Nintendo one, but whatever, that's fine. Yeah, Nintendo and their accessories. That's when everything got ridiculous too with the Wii. The Wii had 900 accessories, and it needed 2.
Tennis rackets, freaking race car controllers, the whole
bowling balls, Wii Fit boards, Wii Fit covers for the boards.
Yeah.
Ankle
I got 2
weights.
Wii Fit boards floating around here.
Why? Why did you do that?
I don't know. Because they're freaking. I got them for $5 at a freaking Goodwill, and I wanted to play Punch Out. With the bob and weave.
Okay, you paid $5 and for Punch Out. Cool. Because again, that was the worry I had for Nintendo when they were like, because the Wii got super popular, and then they were just like, "Hey, everybody, here's Wii Music and Wii Fit." I'm like, no Nintendo fan gives a fuck about what you just showed at this E3. Like, where's Zelda? Where's Mario? Where's Metroid? Where's where's Smash? Where's all these like good games? And there was like a point in time when they didn't care about that, and that's what scared me about the Switch at first.
Yeah,
but they know, shit, we got this good. We can't mess this up. So then they're like,
they got us by the balls now.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, guess what? New Metroid, new Pokemon, and Pokemon on the Switch. That's been the one dream we've asked for ever since Pokemon came out. Please put this on a home console, a full-on Pokemon game, please. And they were like, guess what? Switch. And now I cannot wait until that comes out, and then
especially with Pokemon Go being so much fire right now too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody and their mother lost their shit over that too. So, I mean, again, it's cool, but whatever. So, So now we're at current times. Do you have all the consoles?
Yeah, I don't have an Xbox One. No, but I have PS4 and I have PSVR.
Oh, how are you enjoying the VR?
Oh, it's good. It's freaking. It's Resident Evil 7 is. Oh,
no, thank you.
It's
thank you.
I haven't beat it.
Yeah, because you're probably too busy shitting your pants while playing it.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
It's a mind fuck for sure. Definitely, you have to. It takes you a while to like get out of it, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude. I can't. I. That's the thing that scares me the most. Like, I don't want to do that shit. Like, I don't want to.
It's too immersive. It's still a little bit like screeny. It's still like door screeny, but you forget all that when you're in there. And
right. There's a couple games that I really want to play in VR, but like the problem is like
Skyrim VR.
No, not even that, because like the Skyrim and Doom and all those, like the fact like having to move, then do shit, like jump to a point, do shit, jump to a point. I just from a gameplay perspective, I'd be like, that kind of pissed me off if I had to like.
Right, that was Doom, but I don't think Skyrim was that way.
That might not be, but also too, like some people I've heard get motion sick, like if you're that shit. But like games like Super Hot. I want to play Super Hot so badly in VR because I saw, shout out to Kind of Funny, they have a PlayStation VR show where they showcase some of the VR games, and they showed Super Hot in VR, and I almost drove to Best Buy, and I was like, I'm going to do this because like they were literally doing Matrix shit to dodge bullets and like throwing this to pick up a gun in the air to shoot, and I'm like, get out of here. That shit looks ridiculous.
It's cool. I sold a kid we were at Nebraska Furniture Mart the other day, and a kid was at the store, and I sold him a VR just by telling him about what my experience with it. He's like, I don't know, man. I just kind of gave him my spiel, and he was like, I'll go ahead and get me one of those too. So because he was on the fence, and I threw him over the fence. So.
There you go. Yeah, I remember with the VR thing, like I wasn't against it, but here's my only concern. Anything that requires you putting something on your face is always going to be hard. 3D, for example, lasted for a while, but then people were like, where's the glasses free 3D? If that was the case, then I think nobody would bitch about 3D. But as soon as you got to put something on your face, that's a problem.
I think it's going to catch on before the 3D TVs will.
No, I mean, overall, VR has way more applications for it. You know what I mean? And like, obviously, there's cool...
Beyond
like,
gaming.
Yeah, example. Those fucking roller coasters you do with VR shit, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Like, that's super cool. But, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think it's just going to take a while to where it becomes common. A very common thing, which I appreciate companies like Oculus and even like Microsoft trying to do like cheap VR headsets so you can play like basic shit on the computer. Like they're trying to do things, and I think that's cool. But
the cardboard and everything with Google,
like they're all trying to do shit, and that's awesome. I think the big thing will be the AR stuff is cooler. In my opinion, like just interacting with the world in front of you. Like when they showed that Minecraft HoloLens demo, I was like, God, what is this? This is fucking Star Trek shit right now. This is like
holodeck. That's holodeck.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. This is next level shit. This is Minority Report. This is fucking chess with Chewbacca and C-3PO.
Yes.
Like this is next level shit right here. I was like,
because they are. I think with AR, you can actually interact with your family. I think with VR, it kind of takes you away from everybody.
Yeah, it kind of isolates you just a touch. So,
a little bit.
That's okay.
People like try to poke you while you're playing and everything.
Exactly. So, what are you playing these days then?
I just finished Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I just beat it the other day. Got the bike. Have 20 shrines to go find still. Haven't done the sword trials. That's too hard for me right now. But,
yeah, that's.
And I'm playing Mario Odyssey. I'm in New Donk City right now. Let's see what else I'm playing. Resident Evil a little bit.
There you go.
PS4. Let's see, Resident Evil. Let's see, what was I playing the other day? Playing some of the PS Plus games. Some random stuff on there.
That's always fun to go back in the backlog and just try out new shit.
Yeah. I got my daughter playing, Rogue Legacy. She played that for a little while. She had fun with that.
Yeah, that's always fun when you go back and like personally,
see what you have.
Yeah, exactly. See what you have. But like the one thing that's been that times 10 is when Xbox announced backward compatibility.
Oh Lord!
And then all of a sudden you're just like, it just shows up. You're like, oh shit, I can play that. That's cool. Like, I didn't know.
There's Fable. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like there's Fable. Oh shit, that game now. Cool. Like it's just that's what's been. It's like a surprise. All of a sudden they'll have an update, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh hey, I get to go back and play that. So, yeah.
I think I played Ryan recently too.
Right.
I was on.
I did. So I'm a big Trials HD, Trials.
Oh, nice. Fusion.
Trials Fusion, right. I didn't get Trials of the Blood Dragon because that just looked way too far. I was like, no, that just goes, that's next level. Like, it's not even like hard. It just looks like you guys are trying way too hard with Trials. Like, fucking stop. However, it's games with gold. So guess who's probably going to start playing it now?
There you go.
So, and then next month for Xbox, or next 2 weeks is Super Hot. And I'm like, yes. Cannot fucking wait. But it's not VR, so I'm all spoiled. I'm like wanting to play the VR version, but it's all right.
Right.
If people wanted to check you out online or on any of the gaming networks, where would they go?
PlayStation Network. I'm Silent Thom. I think I'm Silent Thom on the Switch.
No, you're not. You're 72Z94, some stupid ass friend code. But no, you're okay.
Right.
Thanks, Nintendo.
I think I had an Xbox Live, but it's long dead.
Yeah, that's all right. You don't have an Xbox right now. It's okay. Eventually, maybe you'll get one again when they're on sale. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to get an Xbox One X for the 4K capability. But
you're goddamn right, because it's gorgeous.
I got a 4K TV that I'm feeding Switch graphics to right now.
Yeah, that's it, dude. Yo, don't talk shit though, because honestly, it looks real good on this TV. Like
Breath of the Wild looks amazing.
Yeah, it does. Dude, for me, pop. I just like Mario. Just I don't know, colors, lots more colors. New Donk City looks really nice.
All the colors. We just got into New Donk City today, and it was rainy, and I was like, yes, this is so good.
It is good. And then, of course, I met you on Twitter. Where would people follow you on there if they wanted to?
Silent Thom, I believe. I think it's.
Is it? I
think that's right.
I think that's right.
I think I keep it simple.
There you go. Well, if you guys want to follow him, I will have links in the show notes for all of that as well. Dude, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. It's
an honor. You asked me on a show a while back, and I appreciate you sticking around and being on here today.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
All right. And again, thank you, Thom, for being on the show. If you want to check out the show notes, I'll have links to his PlayStation, his Switch friend code, which obviously we all know that those are just right off the top, real easy to remember, and also him on Twitter. If you want to follow him on any of those platforms, feel free to. Again, if you guys want to be on the show just like he was, send me a tweet at MitchPower1116 on Twitter, or at the podcast Twitter page, which is at GUG Podcast on Twitter. I also have a website, gugpodcast.com, as well as a Facebook group, which is Growing Up Gaming Podcast. Just search that in Facebook, and you'll be free. I think I'm the only one. I hope I'm the only one. I think I got that name down. Okay, if there's another one, let me know. Also, too, if you want to, feel free to leave me a review on iTunes or Google Play. Let me know what I suck at. I'd really like to know what I'm terrible at. Most people would say a lot of things. Hopefully not this podcast. But if you guys do want to leave me a review or share it with a buddy, I really appreciate it. And I'll be catching you guys next week with another new episode and another new guest. See ya.